This is Gianthold Tor Normal. So in this quest, you buff yourself here, and once you're ready, I'm just going to give myself a couple of offensive buffs only. Then you approach the middle.
A giant glowers down at you from a high ledge.
And there's it's a big arena fight with a bunch of giants.
Gather within the circle, he shouts.
And it's tough on high difficulties because the hill giants can knock you down. The fire giants are pretty. In fact, I'll give myself in my higher fire.
The
even though it's only normal.
Dull and clouded with
the fire giant casters can do quite a bit of damage, and the hill giants knock you down.
The giant
so
says,
it's a tough quest on high difficulties.
The Storm Reaver has refused your audience and bid that you be slain.
So whenever they're stamping their foot, they're basically, doing their attack to knock you down. Once that part's finished,
rush through the door to do you in.
You get some enemies here.
The last of the attackers lies dead at your feet. A golden glow
and there's
a room ahead, lighting the way east is sealed with
so you can see there's
giant
a lever there to open the door. And sometimes if you have, like, your hireling has superpowers here and could actually open the door for you. Now, I'm going to pull the lever on the higher difficulties, but I just wanted to show you this so you're aware of everything the veterans are aware of. And when you do this, there's like nothing here to fight. So yeah, so normally you would see all sorts of giants here. When you get to this section, you'd see some demons, right? And here, but when your hireling uses his superpowers to open the door, they just go away. So I'm gonna do the lever on higher difficulties, but I wanted to show you this just because Whenever I've joined a
others
party,
of these
this is the
ancient
only way I've
giantess
ever seen it done,
barriers were
using a summon or a
deactivated as
hireling
well.
or something to open it. And there's a shrine. And there's some number of like just hidden information like that that's not really available easily.
The magical giantish barrier is down. You are free to move deeper into the Tor. It's as if he scurried into the rubble behind the wall. A narrow passage is buried under these rocks. Through the narrow passage is a small hiding place, and in it is the kobold you saw before.
Alright, so this gives us the secure the Gatehouse's objective once we talk to him. And there's a shrine there as well. And you'll see, that hidden passage, you'll see these kind of throughout this quest. And so then we go out here, we can go to the left and then find another hidden passage.
You'll find a crevice concealed by rubble here.
And that drops us down.
It is just large enough to crawl. Pushing free of the narrow crawl space, you tumble down into some kind of supply.
And then we're going to find a bunch of giants. And then when we get to the end, we just pull this lever.
As the lever clicks into place, one
so there's
of the
two levers. If we look on the map,
door lights up.
There's a lever on each side, right? So we're going to go to the next side, and we're going to get that lever next. Alright, and then we open this door. That'll take us to the other side. I'm not going to bother with that giant. He doesn't notice us, so I'm not going to fight him. And then we just kind of follow this all the way to the other side. And that's the door, basically, that was closed next to the hiding place. And then as we get to this side, there's another group of enemies. And then just kind of a little ways back from the
find a crevice
door, there's another one,
here.
hidden passage.
It is just large enough to crawl through.
And so it used to be those levers had to be pulled at the same time or close to the same time, so it required 2 people. But they changed it. They made this chain a little more solo friendly. First by removing, changing the flagging quest from Crucible to a Cabal for 1. Crucible is a quest that requires multiple people. And then I do the same thing. I just follow along here to get to the lever. And then when you pull this lever, since the other was already previously pulled,
ancient gears grind
these doors
deep
open.
Underfoot.
You have some giants to fight. And as long as you did it in this order, where you did the other side first, then this side, you'll get a chest here as well. Alright, so this pyromancer wants to fight us. And then when we go through this gate, again, kind of looking at the map, right? So we've kind of done both sides. We're sort of going towards the middle area. A few more giants to face. And I'm going to go ahead and take these giants out. This is the middle that we want to go to, but I'm going to go ahead and take them out just so they don't come back and follow us from behind. I've had that happen to me a number of times on high difficulties where it seems like they don't notice me. And then I come down here and they notice me, and I'm not sure why, but they come back and attack me from behind. All right, so a common tactic here is you want to get these statues down, and a common tactic once the statues are down, then the boss becomes available. So a common tactic here is to get them down with a ranged weapon, because once you approach them, skeletons start spawning. Another common tactic is to drag the boss back over to that corner, and the reason is because the boss will not stop sign, and by stop sign I mean he won't basically return to his starting points and return to full hit points, but all the other enemies will, so that allows you to effectively fight the boss by himself. So I guess I'll show you that, but I'm going to just get these.
You did not have to come to the
And the skeletons respawn, but these Gerolith don't, so I'm just going to take these Gerolith down.
I win the dragon's find out.
Alright, and then I'm going to kind of use my bow to kind of draw the boss back. Oh, well, I tried to draw him back, but I one-shot him with my bow, even though I'm not very good with bows. So I guess I'll have to show you that on Elite difficulty. Kind of use the bow to draw him back to way back to that door, and then all the skeletons will be here, and you'll be able to fight the boss on his own. So that is it. The quest is complete. Let me grab this. Now there's 3 optional giants. It requires you killing them both, a giant and a dragon pair simultaneously. It's a little higher. Difficulty-wise, it scales a little higher than the quest itself. And so I'd recommend you don't do that right away. If you are going to do it on normal. But the timing can be a bit tricky, and there's some mechanics, blowing and things like that, like pushing you away and things like that make it tough. So, and the fact that you have to kill the giant and the dragon at the same time makes it tough. It's a lot easier with a group. So I would recommend that you don't try that. If you do try it, definitely do it on normal difficulty. So I'm going to pause while I go to the end reward. So Craig has some end rewards for us, or has an end reward for us. Adamantine heavy crossbow. If that had some augments, I'd probably try to sell it, and you have to kind of, he's hard to keep up with. Here's a silver crossbow. No augments again, but that's probably a desirable item for crafting. I'll grab the silver crossbow. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sell it, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. Alright. And that is Gianthold Tor on normal.